As the world turns and burns. On today's episode, you might even get to see me cry.
I hope not. Please don't cry. It's your pre-birthday month. You can't cry.
I know.
It's your birthday month.
It's not even I think I cried it out on the way here. And
Okay,
it's
well,
not
then
even
that's
it's not
better.
even a sad cry. It was just a frustrated cry. It was just like I was so it's over this. It's not like I'm crying over the thing. I was just so frustrated, and it just built up, and I just needed an emotional release. But as I made a post today that said sometimes a good cry brings good revelations, because
That's very true.
It is true.
I cry a lot.
And I just heard, because you know how I am about stories, and I think that sometimes when we cry, we can hear the stories we're telling ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, and it started out with something stupid and very neutral, but I assigned meaning to it, right? And that's where I heard the story. So what I will do sometimes, I think I've told you this, is sometimes I'll record myself talking about the issue as if I'm talking to another person, because then I get to hear the story come out of my mouth, right? And it's like a common theme story of like, this kind of shit always happens to me. And that's not true. When I look at it through a neutral lens, it's like, okay, and here's the stupid thing that it was, but it was just so frustrating. So I ordered a new walking pad. So, you know, I have a treadmill downstairs, but I wanted a walking pad for upstairs so that if Eric and I or me and one of the kids wanted to watch a movie, I could also walk if I needed to get my steps in while we were watching something. And it's hard for me to sit down. I'm so hyperactive. It's hard for me to sit down for a 2-hour movie anyway. And also I have walking buddies. And so the rain's coming. Nobody wants to walk in, yucky weather. And so I was like, hey, I could still have like the days that I walk on Friday with a friend, on the days that I walk on Sunday with a friend, we'll have 2 treadmills now. And we can still walk together. So anyway, it comes yesterday, and I'm so excited to get it. And I ordered it off the TikTok shop.
Is it a mini one?
It's yes.
Or it can go underneath like the
I can slide it under my bed
and stuff.
And you can use it under a desk.
Okay.
And so I set myself up to film me unboxing it, because I'm an affiliate on the TikTok shop, and if people buy it, I can make a commission, right? So I get the whole thing. I'm videoing myself. I'm so excited. In fact, this is how excited I was. The delivery guy brings it to my house, and I have the split level, and he puts it in the entryway. And I should have waited for someone to help me, but I decided to push that thing up the stairs myself.
Because we're women.
And I almost like tumble down the stairs because the weight of it almost pushed me back. But anyway, I get it up there, no problem. I just slide it up there, take it out, get it all unboxed. I'm recording myself doing it, and I go to turn it on, and nothing happens. And you can hear the motor, and it doesn't sound good, right? And then I notice there's a crack in it. And then I take a closer inspection of the box that in my excitement I missed. And the box is also damaged. So it's broken. It arrives damaged. It's broken. And of course, major disappointment, right? So the first story is, this kind of thing always happens to me. Because like I've had a lot of electronic things arrive that don't work, right? And in fact, it used to happen a lot when I was a kid. Like every Christmas, my sister and I would get some electronic thing from our parents, and it inevitably wouldn't work, and it'd have to get returned. And I think that's where the story of like this always happens started, because it happened so many Christmases in a row.
Well, our childhood is a major point in like futuristic things. And like when something happens to us that has happened before, when we were a child, that's traumatic, and it happens to us as an adult, we have an emotional moment about it.
Right. So I'm having this emotional moment with it. And first story that I realized is like, this always happens to me. And when I take a neutral look at it, it's like, no, I've also gotten plenty of electronic devices that worked the minute I took it out of the box and plugged it in. That has also happened more times than not. Honestly, it has. So my emotional response is telling a story that my brain, once it identifies it, can go, well, that's not entirely true. And that's fine. I let the emotion exist. And I am annoyed, which is, of course. And then hence, it was such a frustrating experience to get it resolved. I mean, it has been since 3 o'clock yesterday
Oh
until me
no.
walking out the door today. So finally, I get. It's not just. I don't even want to go into the multiple people I talked to yesterday, having to tell my story over and over again, having to send pictures, having a glitch in the app where the pictures wouldn't send, not actually getting to talk to a representative of the company, waiting hours for responses, just, all kinds of like, just, you know, hours of my life gone trying to resolve this issue. And then this morning, as I'm walking out the door, I finally get a customer representative from the company on the line. And I know that if I don't deal with it right then, it could be God knows how long before I get someone again. And of course, they need a serial. I can't just walk out the door and take care of it on the drive because I need a serial number off of the freaking machine. And then every picture I send is blurry. It was just, anyway, we got it resolved. But it was, of course, they write me right as I'm walking out the door to come to the appointment. So I'm trying to get it resolved as quickly as possible. In the meantime, I lose the coffee I've made myself.
Oh,
I haven't eaten yet. So it's like, so I'm trying to find my coffee as I'm getting out the door to come to you, but I'm already running late. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go. So when I called you and I was like, do I have time to get a coffee?
I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
So the other story, but then I like totally had a crash and burn moment on the drive over here. Well, first I'm going to back up to last night because I also had a realization last night. So last night, I'm very frustrated. It's Halloween night. I have nowhere to go. Okay.
Did you have trick-or-treaters? No,
I didn't even have a single trick-or-treater. Which, the years that we don't get very many trick-or-treaters anyway. And so, I don't always get candy because sometimes we don't get anybody. But the years I don't get candy is when we get people. Right?
Typical.
So I get candy yesterday.
Nobody came.
And nobody comes. But anyway, I was going to dress up for myself anyway. I had like a costume picked out, whatever. But then this whole my day got so derailed by this treadmill issue that I no longer felt like dressing up. And what I felt like doing was going to the store, getting a bottle of wine, sitting down, having a couple glasses of wine and watching a movie. When what I really needed to do was to do my workout, which had been postponed because of all the rigmarole.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that, I've learned how to do is say, okay, it's okay for my feelings to exist, right? But they don't get to be the decider of my steps because who I want to be and the person I want to become isn't the person who at the first sign of stress goes and uses a couple glasses of wine to unwind and relax. Like that's what I felt like doing. I didn't feel like doing my workout, but I let those feelings exist and went and did my workout anyway.
I mean, that's good. At least you worked through it. Okay.
Well, and I also knew that if I went to the store and had the couple of glasses of wine, it wasn't what I really wanted to do. And it was gonna interfere with my sleep that night. I wasn't gonna feel good about making that decision in the morning. Now, not to say if I feel like having a couple glasses of wine, that's fine. My kind of non-negotiable that I have with myself now is don't do it as an emotional response.
That's good.
And don't do it when you haven't met your other targets that you have set for yourself for the day. Right? So I can have wine whenever I want, but it's under those circumstances. That's not really what I wanted. What I wanted was the problem to be resolved. What I wanted was to not feel so stressed out, right?
Yes.
So I let the feelings be. I did my workout anyway. And it wasn't the best workout in the world. It wasn't the worst either. And it wasn't like I felt like sunshine and rainbows when I was done either. And then I had a meal that I was looking forward to that I had already plotted and planned out for myself. And it was delicious. It's a seasoned chicken with sweet potatoes and avocado. So good. And healthy and good for you, all the things. And I wasn't in the best mood for the rest of the evening, but I was really glad when I woke up this morning that I made those decisions. And that I didn't wake up feeling more tired and depressed, because oftentimes wine can sometimes have a more depressive effect on my mood, and feeling, bloated or any of the other things that can come along with that. So I was really glad that I didn't that I have that rule for myself, that my feelings can be there, but my feelings don't dictate my actions. My actions are dictated by the goals that I have and by the person I want to be and the person I want to become. The person that I am as well, right? Like I no longer identify with being the person who that's their first recourse at a time of stress is to like, because used to do that. I used to be like, screw it. I just want a glass of wine to deal with my stress. And not like I'd sit and drink, tons, not like, I'm just going to get obliterated. No, I would just use it to like unwind, relax from the stress of whatever happened. But I kind of like, I don't want to have that under those circumstances. So I'm going to have a drink. It's going to be a conscious decision made from a place of where it truly is what I want to do in that moment and not as a band-aid to whatever feeling I'm having, which means you got to sit with the feeling and you got to let the feeling be there. You got to let the feeling exist. But then those feelings lead to the thoughts that you're thinking, right? And that's where the discovery is, right? So then I got to see that also I was thinking the thoughts of, it's just leading to a whole spiral of thoughts of I'm all alone because I happened to be by myself in the house when it was happening. I had to deal with it with by myself. It was very hard to get, a person to help me. So then it led to these feelings of abandonment. And, it's the silliest thing that this treadmill would kind of lead to that. But that's kind of where I caught my thoughts going. And then today when I was having the cry in the car and kind of recording myself talking, it just led to, I'm having this story right now that I'm alone. But when I look at that again through a neutral lens of, is there evidence of that? Like, I was physically alone in the house when it happened, but I have people in my life who care about me and love me and, will help me if I ask for it. Like, it's not true that I'm all alone in the world.
No.
And I'm coming to this appointment to see you and
what did I say on the phone? I was like, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Have the coffee. Get the coffee. It's okay. I have time. I was like, don't stress out.
When we give ourselves space to have those feelings and let those thoughts happen instead of trying to immediately cover them up.
Yeah. You want your nails shorter? You don't know yet.
A little, a little. Because otherwise they're going to be really long. Talons of death.
Diva.
By the time they come back. So, anyway, that was what my last, 18 hours have been like, which was not on my plan. But I also think it's really great that it's happening right at this new moon where it's, we're going to be manifesting tonight and looking at what do I want to manifest and who do I need to be and keep my actions aligned to that instead of aligned to whatever limiting belief or feeling is passing through.
Okay.
So I think, all right, it happened on the 1st of November. I'm excited about our fire tonight.
I'm excited. Is the neighbor coming?
I don't know. I have to check in with her. I think it's just going to be us, but we'll see.
I ain't tripping.
I put it out to some other people, but, I think it'll just be us. Natalia can't come. But it's going to, it's raining pretty good, so it'll probably be inside.
Okay.
And we'll have the house to ourselves. We should make it. Have I given you the angel food cake yet? Okay, we've tasted that. I'm trying to think if I have any new. We should make the ice cream tonight.
I have the pumpkin muffins. Super good. The pudding. And the jello.
Right.
And I don't know, the thing with the oranges. What was that?
I wonder, you know what I could do is make pumpkin scones. There we go. With the cream cheese filling.
Okay, yeah.
We'll do that.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll do that.
Oops.
And then I'm launching this, I have and the other thing I've been going through is just the entrepreneurial blues.
It's that season, but you know what? It's okay because we are literally looking towards the end of the month and the Christmas time and the New Year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's three major pinpoints that we have for entrepreneurs
Right.
before the end of the year.
Right.
So that's a positive.
And I'm gonna today I'm dropping the little black dress challenge.
Okay.
And then I have my workshop. Nobody's really biting it. You know what's so funny is I have so many people that want to know, like, how do you eat? What's your how do you maintain your results? How do you eat? And I'm like, I'm trying to give it to you guys right here. You know? But I need to push that a little bit more this week, the workshop. And then I've got the little black dress challenge. And then pre-selling the next boot camp coming in January. But the clients that I'm working with right now are all having stellar results.
That's wonderful.
It's just, and really having some, not just results, but like really good insights into, you know, things that have helped them back in the past or changes of perspective that have really helped them. And so that's been really fun to see. It's very motivating. And the little kid in me just wants my treadmill to come. That was my birthday present to myself. And now it's not going to come until after my birthday. And of course, it's not the biggest, you know, in perspective of all things in life considered. It's tiny. But the little kid in me was just like, I just wanted it to work.
So understandable. But it's okay. It's November. It's your whole birthday month.
Yeah, and the company did finally get a hold of me, and they are returning. They are sending me a new one, no charge.
Did you make a video about that?
Well, they asked me. It was funny because it's been really frustrating, and they were like, "Please don't make any comments till we resolve this issue with you."
Oh
and
gosh.
And the thing is, if they say in the manual, we have 24/7 WhatsApp customer service. So when you hear that, what is your expectation?
24 hours. That's what you said.
That you write to them and you get a response. How
immediately?
So I didn't get a response for hours on the WhatsApp. Hours. And then I wrote them on Facebook and I wrote them on all of their platforms. Now, granted, we're talking different time zones, and I could tell that the representative, like everything they were sending me was translated.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also a bit of a language barrier there. I'm very appreciative of them resolving the issue.
Mm-hmm.
What I have a hard time with is like, you actually don't have 24/7 customer service. So go ahead and just say what your service hours are. Like I would rather know what your actual hours are than you tell me there's 24/7 service when there's not. Because it took me a long time to get a response from the seller. I did finally get, you know, help from TikTok customer service, but they can only do a refund. They can't replace the item.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure I was covered in terms of getting my money back. But they're like, please, you can cancel your return with them now. You don't actually have to return it to us. But I was like, okay, well, I appreciate that, but what do you want me to do with it? And it doesn't work. So I don't know if I can sell it to someone that maybe wants to try to repair it, because it's going to cost me $35 to dump it. So I'm not exactly sure what to do with the item. Maybe I'll put out a thing on Facebook and say, is there anybody I know like work on like small appliance or like, you know, repair? Because if someone wants to repair it, they can have it.
Never know. Put it out there. Never know what you might get there.
So anyway, but they're like, we don't want you to give us any negative press until we've had a chance to resolve it. And I actually believe in the product. I get it. It is not their fault if some delivery person wasn't careful with the packaging and it got beat up. I did tell them I'm still behind your product. I just, you know, as long as it can get replaced and I get one that's not broken sent to me. And just be honest about your customer service hours.
Honesty
or
is
say
key.
like we will get back to you within 24 hours, not that we have 24/7 customer service available, right? But
Very true.
we will get back to you within 24 hours of your request. That would have been, I would have been like, okay, now I know to expect to wait, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It sounds interesting.
Yeah. But I, from what I've researched, I liked the price for one, for
Okay.
what I was getting. And it was
So once
so
you're
easy to set up. So I've got plenty of nice things to say if it actually works, you know, when it gets to my house. But and the person I got today who wanted to resolve it was way 10 times more helpful than anyone I talked to with their company yesterday.
Oh, then that's wonderful. Okay.
So we'll see. But that was my whole thing, and it derailed my day just in terms of I wanted to deal with it right then because I didn't want to let any time pass and then have it happen that they're like, well, you must have damaged it. You know, you had it for 3 days. You must have done something to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want that to happen. So I was trying to be timely and resolve it as soon as I recognized there was a problem when I got it together. But wasn't what I had planned for my day.
Oh well, you know how that kind of life goes.
Yeah. So just kind of put me behind on other things because I had other work that I was going to tend to. But, you know.
And then she has this wonderful, beautiful cut on her finger.
Yeah. The saran wrap cut. And I bled on the jacket that I bought from TikTok Shop that I hadn't got a chance to do a video on yet. But it did come out.
Okay.
Did come out. And then it broke open later in the day and bled all over it again. And I had to get it out again.
That's great. Huh.
But it's finally stopped breaking open and bleeding.
Well, that's wonderful.
Of course, it's right on the knuckle.
It is.
So it's hard to keep something closed when it's bending open all the time.
I know, it was just bending open when I was moving her finger, and I was just like, oh, let me not do that to her finger right there. Let me see. I don't know. My October has been cool. Did some cool nails. Posted them today.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
What else? What else? What else? I had my meeting with Jess.
Oh, I had a meeting with her too. I have not committed though to working with her yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Are you?
Well, I'm gonna do the class with Olivia, the mentorship anyway, and she's in there anyway. So
yeah, I haven't gotten back to her yet because I've been trying to just go like, it's a little hard for me to trust spending the money.
I know.
And that it's going to have a return just because I've had other people, and it's not anything about her.
Yeah.
It's just trusting another thing to work is really hard for me.
Fully get it. Met some new clients.
Pardon?
I met some new clients.
Oh, good.
What did you say?
I was just going to ask what your thoughts on her were.
On like the boot camp or what? Or just individually?
Just at her, like, do you think she's reputable, good at what she does, with confidence, and
I've had some services from them before, so I'm gonna say yes on that part.
From Jess, or from
no, from Olivia.
I meant from Jess.
You know what? I've actually worked with. I actually do a couple of other people's nails who know her. And I was all like, "What do you guys think?" And they were like, "You know what? She's great at what she does because she literally went to school for this. Like, I don't know anybody that went to school for social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's a major key. When other people had a conversation with her and she kind of opened up a little bit more about her personal life, they were able to, feel the same kind of thing and understand her a little bit more. I also feel that she probably works with a lot of different people, so that whole social media
Well, I know
Like
she's worked with,
presence
yeah, I
is
know
like
she,
a big thing for her.
yeah, well, and she also has worked with a lot of gyms and fitness people,
Mm-hmm.
which like I think is helpful
Mm-hmm.
because there's a couple other people I worked with that don't
So,
really
because
know a lot.
I'm in
You're in
a different field, you know what I'm
field,
saying? And she
yeah.
doesn't really necessarily, yeah, she does it with her friend Olivia, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But that's like esthetician. Like it's a
Hmm.
whole nother different thing. Like that's like skincare. Mine's just like a service you choose to get. Like it's not necessarily for everyone to
Right.
get their nails done.
Well, it's not for everyone to get in shape either. So,
No, it's not. But I mean, like being healthy
yeah.
should be an option for everyone. That's what everybody
Yeah.
should literally strive for. Small
Yeah,
increments,
it's true.
at least being healthy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's why I think I always pushing like, oh, the diet, because I feel like if you like when I was doing like the whole like super clean eating, like when I felt better internally from the inside out, it made me want to be more motivated, like to go and walk around and do things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I didn't feel so heavy from the inside. My body felt lighter. Like I felt like I could be like, oh, okay, you know, I can walk a mile.
Right.
I had more strive to do things. Like
Right.
when I was fat and sluggish, I didn't want to do nothing but sit on the couch. Okay. Like and eat these potato chips. I'm not finna lie, you know what I'm saying? And then go to sleep afterwards. And then you gain more weight. So that's like my whole thing, you know what I'm saying? And then like I don't know, like it's just so many different things. Like we are forced to have to, well, I don't know about now, but when I went to school you were forced to have to take gym, you know, in
Oh
like
yeah, for me
elementary,
too. Yeah.
middle, high school, college, that's your own thing. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But like so after that, of course, you know, I don't have to do this, you know.
Right. Because
So
your association with it is like under
it's
duress.
not like friends. We're not cool. It's
Uh
not a
huh.
thing. It's not a social thing. You know what I'm saying? So now if I want to go out and work out, that's my own mental motivation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a different kind of thing. And I think that, you know, like if we had more people continue on with actually like doing that, we would have a whole different society.
Oh yeah.
Like everything would just be
Well, and that's what
so,
I'm trying to do is to make it more accessible because I
you know what
think
I'm saying? Like
people put up all these barriers to why they can't
they
do
do.
it.
Oh, I
And
work
I'm like,
here.
my whole
I do
job has been like,
this.
how do I break
I
that
got
barrier down?
kids. I got
Lack of time.
no time.
I
I can't pre do meals. I don't have time for that. No, you create time for when you actually really
Well,
want.
also what I think in that meal, what I'm trying to get people to understand is it saves time. Like, do you know how much, because of my meal prepping and planning, how much time it opens up for me in my week?
Put this hand in.
Because I don't have to think every single day
What
about
am I
what I'm going
gonna
to make
eat?
and
What am I
cook it
gonna
from
eat?
scratch. And like it, I will never go back. It doesn't matter what my goal is. Like, even if there wasn't a fitness goal or a weight loss goal attached to it, um, I would do meal prepping and planning just because it makes my life so much easier. And I say all the time, I wish I had started doing this earlier in my life. Like I could have
Mhm.
saved myself so much time and stress and money, quite frankly, because of food that would go bad because I wasn't planning it out and I buy too much of this and things would go bad that I couldn't, get to in time. Just poor
And people
planning.
don't like this, and so on and so forth. And
Yeah,
it's like a
poor planning. And
long.
I saved myself so much time and money. And like my refrigerator always used to be sort of a jumbled mess. And now it's like organized. And so I don't, before something might go bad because I just couldn't see it in the fridge, I just forget it was there in the back. But now with everything planned out, it's like, it's not like that. It saves me time. And to get people to understand, because it sounds like it takes a lot of time. And in the beginning, it takes some time to learn it. But once you've learned it, oh my
Mhm.
God, what a lifesaver.
Mhm.
What a lifesaver.
And I mean, like, you can still have a hamburger.
Oh yeah, I have actually hamburgers were on, they were turkey burgers, turkey smash burgers. They
Mhm.
were on the menu this week. And I
See,
made sweet potato fries from scratch.
see,
And it still fit my macros.
see.
And the sweet potato fries were so good. I had and we had the seasoned chicken
Mhm.
this week. And like I said, I would take a bite of that chicken with some avocado and the sweet potato. That combination with the particular spices I used on the chicken,
Mhm.
like I'm obsessed. I couldn't wait to have dinner last night after
Well,
my
that's
workout.
good, huh?
It was so good. the workout I didn't want to do and wanted
thing.
to just have a bunch of wine. Which then, and here's the other thing I know: if I kowtow, if I like fall to the okay, I'm just gonna like screw the rest of the day. I'm just gonna sit here on the couch and have a glass of wine. That's going to lead to a second glass of wine. And the second glass of wine is going to lead to me eating a bunch of junk that I really don't want to eat. And I really did love the dinner that I had planned for myself. So I'm really glad I stuck to my plan. And yeah, I had some Halloween candy, but I didn't go overboard.
A little bit of candy ain't gonna hurt nobody.
No, but that's the thing, because I know that the rest of my diet's so on point that I don't stress a few pieces of candy. Again, not, I'm not sitting there eating handfuls of it, scarfing it in my mouth with, I'm not just like red wine and chocolating the night away because I'm stressed, right? That is not the decision I wanted to make. Nothing against red wine and chocolate. It's just, I'm going to make that decision under different circumstances. Yes, Captain.
For this happened. Thank you. Yeah, so the month of October was cool. I'm very excited that it's November. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just
you know what? Don't forget. I forgot to bring it over along with the little dog treats. I forgot your moon water from last time.
I'll get it tonight.
You'll get it tonight. And we can make more. Bring a jar for make this new moon water.
All right, cool.
Because then you can drink it when you think about doing your manifestations. We'll have a little manifestation.
Hey, I made some moon water the last time, right? For the full moon, whatever. And I gave my mom some, and she's like, "This tastes so different." I was like, "Really? I know, huh?" She said it tastes different.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought it was so funny. I was like, "It tastes different, huh?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't know what."
I don't know what it is, and I refer to myself as a skeptical mystic. And all I can say is I don't have proof for it. I don't have the science behind it, but I did feel better when I was putting moon water into my drinks than my water bottle with my electrolytes and stuff. I did notice a difference. Now, could be psychosomatic, but does it matter?
No. Hey, if it makes you feel good, do you?
If it makes you feel good, and it's
as long as it's safe and it makes you feel good, do it.
Again, if the power of the mind is so strong that we can manifest things in our life, to me, that's one of those things where it doesn't matter. If someone's trying to sell me moon water for $100 a bottle,
supposedly moon water,
then I'm gonna be like, you better give me some pretty hard evidence.
Like, do you have a video of you doing this?
Right?
Where's your video evidence?
Did you put it into a gold canister?
Was it 24 karat?
Was it 24 karat?
Did you put diamonds in it?
Right?
It's diamond infused water.
Exactly. Do you have evidence that kind of water will do anything? But if I make it myself, does it matter if I believe in it? No.
No, because it makes you happy.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
Well, we'll make some new moon water tonight.
I'm going to South Carolina for a wedding.
Ooh, when?
Next week. I leave Thursday. For the weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
Next weekend.
Oh, next weekend, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I've got my birthday thing on Sunday. See, now that is where I'm making a conscious decision that we're going to Matador.
Yeah.
And I'm having whatever.
You're going to walk first, right?
Walking first, because I love to walk. So we're walking first. And that's why I have 2 walking pads. Oh, well, when I get my new one that's not broken, I'll have 2 treadmills, one upstairs, one downstairs. And I did go on a 5-mile walk yesterday. Beautiful. But we're going to do a walk first. We'll walk to Matador, and then I am having a margarita. See,
you earned it.
I earned it. I planned it ahead of time. I'm having a birthday margarita. Will it lead to 2 margaritas? We don't know. We're just going to see where the day goes.
That sounds like it's going to be exciting. Something to look forward to, yes.
Yep. Something to look forward to. And it's just a small group. I'm sad you won't be there, but I totally get it.
I got to work.
I totally get it. And it's just, just a few people, which is fine. I almost didn't do anything for my birthday this year, so just a few people's good.
Do people still be like, that one birthday was the best
Yes.
birthday? I had a whole experience.
A whole experience. You
So
know, the one
Santa.
where we almost died, or what is that? Sold into the
somebody trying to kidnap us like a thief in the night.
right. Almost went into the sex trade.
Never know.
What is it? No, it was what's that called?
Hmm.
Trafficking. We almost got trafficked. We almost got trafficked.
Man, everything is getting trafficked nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Which I need some updates on the Diddy thing.
There is none.
I know. Why? Why
year.
Are there no updates on the Diddy thing? I mean, I have heard about some of the civil cases, and they sound pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like, dude.
I swear, I bet you Jay-Z's next. Put this hand in.
That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the other shoes to drop. Ooh, hot stuff today. Ooh.
Oh, one of them was lifting.
All right, I'm going to give a little, after we get this part done, I want to just check on our recording.
Okay, no problem. Wouldn't that be crazy if we didn't record nothing?
Well, I've had that happen before.
I know. Okay, can you just repeat everything
that you said? Well, no, that would never happen.
We can try. Put this hand in.
I don't think this camera gives off a light when it's recording. I wish there was like
a dot,
flash
or something.
Yeah. Maybe I can't see it because of the way we're lighting it. We had some good stuff, but I would never be able to repeat it. Not to the natural degree that I did here.
Then next week's about to be crazy.
I can't.
We're so excited for it, aren't we?
I have to not think about it.
I did mine already.
I do love the fact that he's pissed off a bunch of Puerto Ricans. Because I don't want him to win. So I want him to make as many mistakes as he can. Like, why would you piss off such a big part of, of the voters and people that make up the swing states? I'm really impressed with how they've kind of rallied together to express their dismay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, keep doing it, Donald. Keep putting your foot in your mouth.
Isn't everything just so interesting about everything with this? Put this hand in. They always say Trump. They never really refer to him as his first name. You know what I'm saying? And they always say Kamala.
That's true.
It's just really interesting how that is like a thing. I'm like, so you just give so much respect to him, and then you don't categorize her as Harris? You just say Kamala?
And if she was a guy, we would be calling him Harris. Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's just such a difference between a man and a woman, and it's just all these small little things like that it's just like they're just so disrespectful. Put this hand in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like so manly cattiness. It's just ridiculous. It's just like, okay. They did the same thing to Hillary. They always said Hillary. They never said Mrs. Clinton.
Yeah.
And that one other woman, what was her name again? Was it Sarah Palin?
Oh.
Right?
See, I just wanted to erase her from my brain.
I know, but they said her whole name all the time.
She was a whole piece of work.
She was. I'm looking like, they're just so disrespectful. I'm looking like, okay, I know that you may feel a certain way, but I mean, at the end of the day, she kind of is still that active. Active, okay? Active.
Yeah.
They act like it's just not happening. But, that's just really interesting. I hope this doesn't hurt. I'm sorry if it does. I'm looking like, let me do it nicely. Yeah, so it's that. The bombings of the voter
Oh my
ballots.
God. You know, it's just going to be craziness between now and New Year.
I literally tell everybody, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, at this particular moment, we're darned if we do, darned if we don't. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm just living through the most craziest.
Oh, that's why we are doing this. That's why we're doing
times.
the freaking show that we have, because it's been the craziest time since we met.
So weird. It's just so interesting. It's just like, and then when you go outside really, really late at night. You go outside, you look at it, and you be like, why did it used to be like super black outside at like before, you know? And now I just be like, why does it look like the sky is glowing?
You know what? I had the same thing happen last night. I looked out. It's a new moon. Yeah. So we've got less moonlight. Why is the sky so bright?
It's looking like the moon's outside somewhere glowing.
Yeah.
All the time. And I just be looking like, what is this?
Now I had the same thing happen the other day. I went out last night. I'm like, I look outside.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It was 11:30 at night.
And it should have been very black.
It should have been black as black because there's hardly any moon, right? Mm-hmm. Tonight's new moon, no visible moon. Why is the sky glowing? Mm-hmm. Same thing. That is so funny that you bring that up, because mm-hmm. last night I was like, hey, wait a second, because I thought it was moon glow at first, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, hey, wait, but it's a new moon. That doesn't make sense. Why is it so glowy? Why isn't it dark? That is so funny that we both, because I thought I was just crazy. I would have never have mentioned that.
You ain't crazy.
I would never have mentioned that. That is so
and it's like they're always saying something else, and they never want us to like pay attention to something. But I'm looking like, now I know what it is, that how life used to be. Okay, I used to go outside at 10 o'clock. It'd be very black. Okay,
yeah, it'd be pitch black.
10 p.m. Especially now when we're getting closer to the daylight savings time, it's getting darker. So how is it at like 10:45? It's still looking like it's like 8 in the sky.
And even if there's clouds, I'm like, there's nothing to illuminate the clouds. So why is it not pitch black? Why is it not? Why does it look like it's dusk? I mean, that's how bright it was. I was like, this looks like it's 6 o'clock, not 11:30. Yeah, I remember, because I had to let the dog out before I went to bed, and I noticed that. I was like, why is the sky so bright?
Crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to
probably the mothership that's above.
Hovering?
Probably. Because that's what's coming next. I cannot believe the shit on UAPs right now.
Where they at? Like, where
the Congress has been talking about UAPs.
Oh my God. I'm waiting for them to come.
I'm just like, of course, we're going to add that to the mix. Aliens, let's just add that in.
Yeah, because some of these celebrities, we know they aliens. These people is not real. They don't look real. They don't do real things. It's interesting. I'm not sure.
I'm just like, please beam me up. Please beam me up. Get me off of this rock.
Take all the imbeciles. That's all. Please eat them.
Yeah, or take them. Get them off the planet.
Take them all. Eat them. Don't let them. Don't, and their children too. No need to leave. No, nothing like that.
Just take them to another planet.
Yeah,
they'll be very happy. Let them have their weapons. Let
them survive. Survival of the fittest. Do your thing. Because the coldest part about the whole thing is, if you can't take it with you, if you can't pick it up to take it with you, it can't go. And they ain't gonna have the same banking system that we got, so
no.
Ain't no credit. And all your little trillions and billions and so on and so forth, that's clearly not prospering.
Yep.
Clearly. Yeah, so we have to deal with that. What's this in? So interesting because of that. Halloween was interesting. I don't know. I see a lot of kids in like non-residential areas, or I see residential areas where they like have like a party or something, like a block thing or something.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I went outside at around, I want to say it was 7. And it was dark out. So why was it not dark out at 11:30?
Magical question. Magical question.
I wonder what it'll be like tonight when we do our fire. Okay.
Weird. Weird. Make sure your thumb's all the way in too. There you go. As you say, bang.
You break all my nails off at the end of it.
That's not happening. No.
I haven't done purple in a while, so I'm excited.
I know.
Blues, purples. I've been
You've been
new
looking,
adventure.
You've been
you know
looking at them, but you just haven't chosen it.
The other what color? Let's see. What other color have I not done? I have not done green.
Do you even do that color?
Never done green.
Not even like Hunter?
I don't think we've ever done a green.
I don't think so.
And I don't think we've ever done an orange. We've done peach, but I don't, and maybe a light orange, but we've never done,
that's all.
But we've never done like a neon orange. We've never done a pumpkin orange.
I got an orange cat eye. You can do it in the future. It's like a burnt kind of color. It's pretty.
I don't see where there would be an opportunity for me to do a teal, but a like flat out green. I don't know.
No, because you do red around Christmas or gold.
Yeah, I don't usually do like a forest green or anything like that. Or like a sagey. Like I got this from the TikTok shop. Actually, a sage chrome might be kind of pretty.
Yeah, you could do that next time.
Yeah. That's a good like Thanksgiving color.
Yes, it is.
And Christmas, I want. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I'm going to be minimally editing this. People are going to have to like go through at their own risk.
It is what it is. Hey, it's called the nail sesh for a reason.
The nail sesh. You get the whole like thing.
Yeah,
okay.
There is no filtering.
I had so on my black and white channel, I started doing something new. I started doing duets with other actors, and they're not black and white.
Like a sink in or stitch in or something.
It's not a stitch, but it's a duet. So like they're doing what I'm doing, where they're doing a lip sync, but they're only doing it from that one person's perspective, and I duet it as the other person.
Oh, okay.
So, but it doesn't get pushed for whatever reason. TikTok doesn't really push the duets, but the people who have seen it, I've gotten some really good comments. Okay. And I have my one fan. There's a guy on there who just loves a lot of the stuff that I do, and he's not being creepy. He's
regular.
He's not straight, so he's not just trying to message me and get somewhere. But anyway, he's been so encouraging. He's been so kind and encouraging, and he really, really loves the duets, and he wants me to do more of them. And he was saying, I think I tend to get messages when I'm like really feeling defeated, and is any of this doing anything, whatever. And he was really kind of validating. He's like, I think there's really, an actress in here that needs to be explored. Not that I'm taking it to like, I'm going to try to change my career into being an actress, but I've told you I'm going to look into like getting some headshots, seeing about doing an improv class, just kind of exploring it for fun, since it was my original thing that I was going after in my 20s, and I got my drama degree, and
there's nothing wrong with touching back on that.
Yeah, I just didn't have the support to have around me to.
Now you got social media, girl.
Well, I got social media, and I know more now. I'm older. I'm not, I think I was more, I guess, naive and insecure, and I didn't have a mentor.
Yeah.
That could kind of guide me, and I didn't know how to find one. Like I had taken my acting classes, and I had aced my acting classes. I had done really well. I had gotten One of my really tough acting teachers was like, she basically started the school year saying, out of all of you here, and it was like 10 of us that had made it into her acting class because you had to audition. I think it was like 10 or 11 of us. And then she was like, only 4 of you actually have what it takes. And I'm not going to tell you who the 4 are. And I really struggled in that class until the end where I got an A+ out of it. And then I always thought she hated me. And she was like, you're one of the 4 that I really think has potential. But then that scared me. And I just stopped. I just like a deer caught in the headlights. It was almost like, and I didn't have her after that class or anyone to be like, let me help guide you in the right direction. I was just supposed to know how to do these things. And although I had gotten a degree in it, there was never a course on getting headshots. There was never a course on, it was just on acting technique. And there wasn't a business side of it. So I had no idea. And
no help with the next steps.
No help with the next steps. And I froze. I got the report. I got her comments. I got a 4.0 out of that class, and it was like I didn't know what to do with it from there. And I never acted again after that. I never did another audition. And so now I have the freedom to kind of return to this on my own terms. And I started that creative channel just as my own. I didn't think anyone would see it. And I just started it as my own thing for me, for my creative expression, for the sake of creative expression. And then maybe I would be the only one that would ever see it. And
it's TikTok?
Yes. And to have it like outperform my business channel and then to have like this, kind of a little fan base. I've had several people write me that are like, I really love your material. Keep doing this. And granted, I'm not getting hundreds of those messages, but I'm getting enough of them that it's been very, really encouraging. And so I thought, you know what? I mean, what would it hurt to take an improv class? What would it hurt to just do some exploring without attaching an outcome to it? Because I didn't attach any outcome to that TikTok channel.
That's good.
And it's done fairly well. So we'll see. I'm going to make, because, every year I got to have a thing.
Of course.
And I don't want to compete this year.
It wouldn't be a new year without a thing.
Right? And I don't want to compete this year. So I think it's going to be like, I want to do more yoga and Pilates.
Okay.
And my strength training, I'm doing 4 days a week now instead of 5. So I want to looking at how do I want to physically train? And then what is the other new things I want to do? And I want to continue to work on my Spanish.
Yeah.
And I want to explore acting as for fun, And when you don't have sort of an outcome attached, and that's where I really struggled in that women's acting class, because every semester I would get a B or B-, and she was really after me until I finally was like, fuck it. And I stopped performing for her. And I started to just do it. Right. And once I stopped being performative, my grades went skyrocketed. And it was one of those things, it was one of those cliche things where it's like the kid thinks the coach doesn't like him. And he's like, I'm extra tough on you because I actually think you have talent. And
yeah,
it was one of those scenarios. It was one of those cheesy scenarios. But now that I have more wisdom in the world and have been a business owner and all of the things, and I'm on camera all the time now, it kind of reignited that return to this thing that I walked away from, but returning to it from a whole different vantage point. And maybe it will do nothing but bring me joy, and that is fine.
That's wonderful, though. That's the best part.
I mean, I love doing the black and white things. I would rather spend the entire day doing those been working on my business stuff, but you know, I do have to make money. So I usually start with doing a few of those to get me warmed up for the other camera stuff I got to do, but and it's been nice to kind of come at it from a place of like doing it on my own without, again, trying to meet someone else's expectations. Like there was no one else's expectations to hit with that. So it's great. What are you looking that you want to do in 2025?
2025. Well, I'm going to do the mentorship. So
Oh, right.
I'm going to be doing that.
What is that mentorship, by the way?
So the mentorship is, well, for me, I can only say what it is going to be like for me. The only thing that it is going to be for me is going to be, I'm going to really be focusing more on my online presence. Mm-hmm. So in the mentorship with Jess, I'm going to be doing more of that. I also feel like I'm going to be doing more things and like, in the future, I'm going to let y'all book your own appointments in 2025. I'm going to just block all the times that it is that I'm not going to be available. Mm-hmm. So I'm giving people a little more leeway into my life. Like for social media preferences, I'm going to like become a person.
Right. It's hard to let, I mean, that's been a growing thing.
It's like scary.
It is a little scary to allow yourself to be seen.
Yeah. But, I mean, especially, you know, like, okay, so like I worked at the salon and I had an image there, right? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm venturing off to my own self. Like, and then I basically started this during COVID. So I really didn't really want like an image, you know what I'm saying? I'm really kind of like, let me just hide behind the logo, you know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So, because things were just so things were getting more closely knitted together, yes, but at the same point, which is still what's happening now, if you got a commercial space, there's people that's still vandalizing your stuff.
Yeah.
So we still haven't like gotten past that, you know what I'm saying? Which is, that's very it's heartbreaking. It's really like a bad image, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a person where, as of now, I do this out of my home. I don't know if we ever discussed that, but I do that. I do nails out of my home, right? I would like to grow past that.
So are you looking to move out of your home in 2025 or after?
I'm moving next year. I've been saying this for a while, but I'm literally doing it. Like, it's gonna happen.
Where?
I'm trying to move back to Seattle, like living quarter wise. I live in Renton now, if y'all don't know.
So you're looking at moving. Mm-hmm. Oh, and you'll be closer to me?
Mm-hmm.
You just made my entire day, Lacey.
You're so funny.
If I don't leave the country, we'll be so close.
No.
And then you can come over and train with me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like all them type of things. Like I'm trying to do other things and venture into other things into my life. I don't know if I ever really said this. I got a psychic. She's a client.
You did? You told me.
Yeah, I got that. I had another reading. This reading was way more better.
Good. See, the fire ceremony we did, because you did the fire ceremony first, right? Before you went back to the second reading?
I did her nails that day.
Right.
That I had that we did the reading. So I did her nails that day. So I had basically the reading with her. Then I went and I came seeing you. So it's kind of like a whole day.
Was that the second reading?
Yeah, that was my second one. So it was like a whole thing. So like I've really kind of been trying to work on myself and growing. I don't really have like comfortability of being out. And I want to be more out like next year.
Right.
You know?
Oh, so that's really any way I can help support that.
That's really my visual plan for next year.
And now we have it on tape.
Yeah, I'm gonna really be working on doing some retail type of stuff. Awesome. I'm gonna do like a soft thing for Black Friday, small business Saturday type of thing. So I'm trying to do all that. You know, I'm trying to get to like where you is, you know.
Yeah.
So that You know, I
It'll be great to have you closer.
kind of made some decisions. You know, I kind of had to like write down some things.
Yep.
And I'm the type of person.
Well, that's
like,
what we can do tonight.
Once I write it down, it's for real.
Right? Well, we can work on some of that tonight.
Yeah. So excited about that in my life. So that's my 2025. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take some more time out for myself. I'm going to grow business-wise. I'm just trying to make sure I keep my mental up to par. I'm not trying to go crazy because life is crazy outside. And I'm just really trying to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're probably the most like-minded person I've met throughout this process, because people say that they are, but they really are.
You know, that is something I've come across too. And that's where I'm very picky about, you know, who I will partner with on things, because I need someone who is
about that shit.
Committed, you know, and is like, can be reliably committed to a schedule like what we're doing with the
every 3 weeks. Y'all see us together.
Yes.
Every 3 weeks.
Of course, you're gonna get 2 episodes back to back just to keep you
it's okay.
in the game.
Keep you coming.
Yes.
Keep you wanting this. But yeah. So that's my plans. Yep. Because the world is getting crazier and burning every single time. Every single time I turn around.
Well, I have learned to stop. Well, there's a few things that I think about when I look at the world. And that is, one, I can't get too invested in drama that's out of my control, because then it takes the life force energy out of me for the things that are within my control.
That's right.
Right?
Let it go.
And you got to let some of that go. And
if you don't, you're driving yourself crazy.
Right. And again, it's like, I do believe that the world can act as a mirror. So like, what is it trying to teach me about myself? And not in the way of like, well, what you see in what you hate in someone else is what you hate in yourself, which I don't ascribe to that all the time. But it can, the things that you experience in your outer world can teach you. Like if someone is treating you badly and is using you, it doesn't mean that thing in them that you hate, like you're also someone who uses people, but it may be that they're reflecting to you your own way that you undermine your own value.
Very true.
Right? So that's kind of the twofold thing I have when I look at the world is, don't invest myself in drama that is out of my control. Like I can vote, but I don't have any control over how these elections turn out. And if I spend too much energy in fretting over it,
you're gonna make yourself sick.
And I'm not going to be of service to the people around me, and to the point of world that I do have effect and impact on, right? So it's going to lower the impact I can have in the things that are within my control, that I can, you know, actively impact. And also, you know, when I encounter something, it's again going back to what I was talking about earlier, where we assign the meaning and the story to different things that we encounter.
That's right.
And letting yourself become more aware of those stories, because then you can shift them.
Yep.
Right? And you can, sometimes it's so easy to get lost in seeing only the negative and forgetting, like when I'm out on my walk, it's so beautiful. The leaves turning colors are so beautiful. Like there's this little area where it's like a canopy of these leaves, and then all of them fall on the ground, and you see all these individual shapes and sizes and expressions of color in them. And I try to remind myself to look for that rather than to look for all the ugly stuff in the world all the time.
Because it's all the time.
Because you're going to find what you're looking for. You're going to find that thing that where your attention is drawn, you're just going to find more and more evidence for.
More and more. And that's why I don't watch, that's why I don't be watching now them Real Housewives and all that extra stuff. I'm like, no,
that's why I don't watch that stuff.
Poisoning my brain.
Exactly. And that's where I'm like, I will actively catch myself when I get into a pessimistic state of saying, okay, why don't you look for, we found enough evidence here of this. Let's look for evidence of beauty now, or let's look for evidence of abundance. Let's look for and I have to actively make myself kind of search it out. And when I do, then I come across, silly little things too. Like I was at an event the other day, and the cash register wasn't working, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's on the house," and like remembering to see that kindness and that generosity and that abundance, and like
and it's
noting
hard
it.
though.
It's hard.
They have made life and things so hideous that it's so hard to see the good. You know?
I remember when I had the school, and you'd have a kid that was just so difficult, and it could be so hard to, because you'd want to, like, hey, I got to find the positive in this child, and because it's really hard. This child is like throwing temper tantrums all day long. They argue with me all day long. They're just nasty to their friends. Like, it could be really hard to find the positive in that kid, but you had to, because if I didn't find the positive in that kid and try to help them tap into that, they were going to have a hard time finding the positive in themselves later. I didn't want to just give messaging that, I didn't want them to create an identity of they're just this difficult child.
That's right. Man, because people just don't understand. You know what I mean?
But you have to train yourself to do that.
What is that?
I'm coming up with something. I don't want to say too much here. I don't want anybody to steal my idea.
Because, I got something
but
to say, but I'm going to say it off the record, too.
Yeah. We'll have the off-the-record tapes. Oh, hold on just a second. Your little mic is turned. There. So, yeah, I have an idea for this to help people do that. That would be a tangible sale item that I think would be helpful.
Well, that's good. That's all we do is plot.
Plot. Well, that's the thing. I want to be able to make money, of course. And I want to be able to have impact, of course. And I want people to be able to better their lives through what I do.
Of course. Take this handout.
Value all around. You're like this dang thumb.
I just want it to be perfect, please. That's all.
See, that's what I love about your service. You just want it to be perfect.
I just needed them to be perfect. It's fine. It's black. It's a problem. I already know. It's just a thing. But yeah, what kind of coffee are you drinking today?
I went off of my normal,
okay,
which you should do now and then. I usually get a non-fat, sugar-free vanilla latte.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a non-fat pumpkin spice latte.
Okay.
Would have done it sugar-free, but they didn't have the sugar-free pumpkin, and I was like, it's okay. I'm in a maintenance phase right now. It ain't gonna kill me.
And it ain't.
And it's very good. And I know what you need to try tonight.
What?
I accidentally.
We have all these snacks whenever I come over to our house.
I accidentally created something that is an eggnog dupe.
Oh, I saw the video when you were talking about it.
You got to try it. I have some at home because I need to know what you think. We need to film it because I need the validation that it does, that it is an eggnog dupe. In fact, an eggnog dupe. And now I'm like, I can drink all the eggnog. So we'll make eggnog and the pumpkin scones. And I'll show you what my workshop's going to be.
All right. We have plans for the year 2025.
We've got plans. We got plans.
Did we say it's going to be a birthday? Did we say that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So I need some ideas here. So I kind of want to start a blog. Well, like you were saying about putting more of your life out there, although keep some things to yourself.
You have to understand what it is that you're going to do.
Yes.
And
don't put everything out there. I don't put like my relationship or anything like stuff like that.
I ain't trying to make money off of that.
No. But I was thinking about doing some sort of blog that kind of covered the fitness, beauty, spirituality, woo, mysticism from 54 to 55. And that's where it's like, what is the story? And I love story because we're always telling ourselves stories all the time. Our lives are stories, right?
It's a
so
story.
What is the story I want to tell from 54 to 55?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's kind of leading me into these different adventures I was thinking of for 2025. What is the story I want to tell from age 54 to age 55? Because I have this year, my birthday, I'm 54. I'm turning 54. And
I feel like that went by so fast.
When I turned 50, I wanted to be in the best shape of my life. And I wanted to be able to wear a thong bikini on the beach.
I watched her change.
And I did that. I accomplished that at 50. And I already was very close to the body, but it was building the body confidence and to be able to start being seen like that, right? As wearing bikinis and all the things.
All the bikinis.
She
got a
all
little
the time.
string pink one off the chain.
And that might be part of it come summer. That might be part of bikini of the week or something. That would be fun. Because I don't really, like I said, I don't really want to compete this year. Maybe when I turn 55. But
will you be in a different age category?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to wait to compete until I'm 55 because I will be the youngest in my age category instead of the oldest. So I'm kind of going with that tactic. And I'm just not ready to devote my life to all of my life experience to that again because it takes over your whole life.
It made her crazy. You guys
well, I wasn't crazy, not like crazy like people who have eating disorders and go crazy. Like that, but I was like,
she wanted all the food, and every time she came here, all she looked at was food.
I did. I would look at Instagram food,
and she'd be like,
I call it food porn.
Go there. Food porn. I get off of my cut.
Well, that's where I got a lot of my new recipes was from my food porn days.
Yeah.
But it was a robotic existence, really. And like I said, I may do it again when I'm 55. I may not. But what's the story I'm telling between now and then? What is it I want to reach 55 and embody like I did when I turned 50? And then, I embodied the bikini competitor lifestyle when I got my first place win on my 52nd birthday. Was it 50? Yeah, it was my 52nd birthday. And then at 53, was it my 52nd birthday? Or 53rd? No, 52nd, because last year was my 53rd. Duh. Math is hard. But I got my first place win at 52. And then I spent that year competing and did really well. So I kind of embodied that story, Now it's the story I'm going to embody.
Unleashed.
What do I want to hit 55 saying, and I did that?
That's what's up. Yeah, we need more things like that. We need more women empowerment. So many people are negative and depressing.
Right?
I can't handle it.
I saw this woman. She must have been in her 30s, I think. She came online and she was like kind of teary. I don't know what. She didn't go into what had happened, but she's like, we need more women to live out loud. Please. She needed that as a mentor for her, I think, to look up to is the feeling I got from her post was, please, we need more women to live their lives out loud, to open that gateway for more of us to live our lives, for us to see that as an example. That's what she was saying. And I was like, all right, I'll take up the torch on that. Because as I get older, it's like I don't care as much about whether or not it offends people. Because I do want women to be able to embody themselves and express themselves and live their lives out loud.
Think about it. I deal with women every single day.
Yeah.
So many of them are so negative and depressing. It's so draining to me. And I just be looking like, why are you like that?
Why do you think they are so negative? Is it just the minds? They don't know how to make that mindset shift? Or, I mean, at least with my clients that I see.
I think it's they don't know how to make that mindset change.
Because I have a lot of clients that I see, and the clients that are the most successful are the ones that can recognize and shift that mindset, which is why that's such a core pillar in my business. But the ones who really can't make that shift are just sort of keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over that isn't working for them. And you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot
make you drink it. So crazy, you know? I just don't know. I can't be dealing with that. So that's my whole manifestation for the next year. I mean, I know we all deal with, death, negativity, bad things, so on and so forth, but we don't have to harp on it.
Well,
Just
because
handle
and
it.
we literally all do deal with it, right?
Everybody,
Some more than
everybody,
others,
yeah.
but like, how do we? And then finding the right. For me, it's finding the right verbiage and the right messaging to help people shift that
Mm-hmm.
without making them wrong, I guess. Ew, what is that?
It's a thing that picks up crime web.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Something new.
Something new.
And unused.
Not anymore, not after today. Because you usually use your finger, don't you?
Majority of the time. But this is silicone, so we're going to try it, see what happens.
Now, it looks dark, but that's going to change.
That's not going to be the end.
This is just a base color.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like my soul. It's a base.
It is not dark. I do not understand why she keeps saying this. My whole demeanor changed. Okay, I'm like, why do you keep saying that, man? It's not that bad. Stop tripping.
Oh, I have to tell you the story of this evil eye.
Mm-hmm.
So, on my keys, this happened like a week or two ago. So on my keys, I have an evil eye. I picked out a keychain when I was in Ibiza with an evil eye. And I didn't think much of it. Well, to back up further.
Your necklaces too.
I know. Listen. So a long time ago, years ago, I had a dream. I was in a statuary and all the statues were standing like this with their hand up and there was an eye in their hand.
Okay.
I had never seen a hamsa before. I had never seen that symbol before. So I wake up from the dream and I was like, what was that all about? Because I had really prominently noted that every statue was doing that, had that symbol. And so I look up eye in hand symbol and then I see the hamsa, right? And so I've always kind of had this kind of funny fascination with it, but didn't really use it as an object. And when I was in Ibiza and they had the evil eye, I bought a couple things for my kids and I bought that for myself for the keys. And then the other morning, I can hear my car alarm going off. I go out and it's my car. Lights are flashing. And I had heard right before the alarm went off a door handle flip. And I was like, Eric, someone tried to break into my car. He's like, well, maybe someone just walked too close to it. I'm like, no, I heard a flip of I know someone was trying to break into it. And then
because people do this to us all the time. Well, why is that? If we say something and we have an intuition, why can't you just go with it?
Here's the other thing. My car's been broken into 3 times right in front of our house in the past 20 years. Okay. So it has happened. It is not above believability that this would happen because it's happened before. And I think there's someone in the neighborhood that walks by and just tests out see if the cars are unlocked or something. I mean, it's been blatantly broken into, like our van, and then my other car a couple times it's broken into blatantly, but other times it's been broken into just because I accidentally left it unlocked. Anyway, be that as it may, an attempt was made and it did not go through. Later on that day, I go to the hospital to visit my stepdad, and I'm using the restroom, and I come and I'd set my keys on the counter. And when I lift my keys off the counter, the hamsa or the evil eye falls off. And I was like, oh my God, it's broken. And Joe was with me. And so I tell Joe, I'm like, oh, I'm so disappointed. The evil eye broke off my keychain. And Joe says, well, I guess it must have done its job. I hadn't put together, and Joe didn't know that my car had been broken into earlier that day. I hadn't said anything about it, or not attempt had been made. And it actually, I didn't put any of that together right in that moment. But later on that night, because she was like, well, you could replace it. And I said, yeah, but I got it in Ibiza, and I was so disappointed. And then I remembered her later on that night saying, maybe it did its job. And then remembered my car getting broken into. And I was like, whoa, it was protecting my car. And the attempt didn't come to fruition. My car was protected. And what's funny is, with me and my keys, and I always lose them. So there's my car alarm going off. I don't know where my keys are to turn it off. Anyway, I had put together, I was like, oh
Remember that
my
one time you left
goodness.
them at the mall?
Spent 2 hours looking for
Looking
them
for them. They were in some department store.
under a t-shirt. Yep, I remember that.
That was traumatizing.
That was traumatizing. But it was a story, and it was an exercise in me not losing my shit. And I kept up with the mantra, I'm a lucky girl, I'm a lucky girl, I'm a lucky girl. And I gave it one more last attempt to go into that store that was so sick of seeing me. And they were like, here's your keys. Anyway, I was like, this symbol works. And here again is where I'm assigning meaning. It could be coincidental. It could be no association at all, but I get to determine the meaning. So I am sure that there are many people for whom this symbol doesn't work because they don't attribute that meaning to it. But I do attribute that meaning to it. And so therefore, that's the way that I'm choosing to view it, right? Mm-hmm. Again, does it matter? No. But do I feel protected by it? Yes. So then I went and I did find on Amazon, so this very rare object that I thought was very rare that I bought in Ibiza, so I couldn't possibly replace it. An exact replica of it is available on Amazon for $4.
Did it say from Ibiza?
No, it did not say from Ibiza. And I paid about that for it when I was in Ibiza. But I bought that. I bought one to hang in my car. I bought this little bracelet with the evil eye. Also, this necklace, I actually received it. The studio that I was had purchased, and that's a whole other story. It was in the Lost and Found before I was the owner of the studio. Mm-hmm. So it was in the Lost and Found, and no one had claimed it. And the owner that day was clearing all the Lost and Found stuff out. And he was just like, oh, you want it? And so it ended up in my possession, which I also find interesting. Like, I had the dream. I arbitrarily, this falls into my hands. And so then, of course, I remembered it. And I went through my closet and I found it, and I've been wearing it since. And then I got, because you know me, I got to take everything to the max, right? It's like, well, what if I don't always want to wear the necklace? I'm going to need a tattoo.
You getting a tattoo?
I don't know, but I've been thinking about it. Because I have another sacred symbol that is tattooed on the back of my neck. Mm-hmm. I had a necklace that was the symbol, and I would wear it all the time, and I did feel protected by it, and I did feel, the symbol holds a lot of meaning for me on many different levels, and that's a whole nother story for a different day. But what would happen if the necklace broke or it fell off or I didn't want to wear it one day? I still wanted to have that symbol on my person. It meant a lot to me. And then and there's a whole story about how that came out, because the timing, that's a pretty magical story. But anyway, I have that symbol on the back of my neck. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big tattoo person, but I do like sacred symbols, and I will put a tattoo on my body if I feel like that symbol resonates. So another time you can ask me about the story of that symbol. I'll tell it.
Next time.
When
the world spins and burns.
As the world burns. We need a theme song.
Literally.
Somebody want to write us but we need like a theme song that plays at the beginning of our sessions.
We'll work on that. One thing at a time. We talked about so much today.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't have the emotional bandwidth to tell that story right now, but man. I will. That's pretty cool.
She's a purple girl today.
I'm loving it. I am loving this color. I'm glad that I chose this. I have to figure out what I'm going to wear now that I can walk and be at the restaurant in.
Hey, well, that's on you. You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I have my eggplant colored leggings that go with these nails. So I tried to buy two.
Pre-planning all of these things together. It's going to
work out. I bought 2 sweater dresses off of the TikTok shop.
Yeah.
They don't fit. They're too big, and they're kind of ugly.
Oh, that's good. They're too big. That's good then.
A lot of stuff on TikTok Shop only comes in size small. It doesn't come in extra small.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's okay depending on the item.
How it is made or something.
Yeah. That was one thing too that I didn't like when I competed was I was so tiny that nothing fit.
She could fit kid clothes.
I was fitting a child's size medium. That's how tiny I was. And there's nothing sexy about having to shop in the children's department.
No, because it's not meant to be sexy.
Exactly.
It's like braid-maid dresses. No. Well, we're behind. That's behind us now.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm going to tell you, she was hangry.
I had some hangry days.
She was hangry, you guys. You guys just do not understand. You don't know.
It was so little food and so much exercise.
Crazy.
Like, what was it? Like 4 hours a day at least of training. It's a part-time job.
It was a full-time job.
It was a full-time job. You're right. It was part-time. The first 4 hours were training. The other 4 hours was making sure that I was being hydrated and getting
all the
liquids, getting recovery done, and ice baths and saunas and massages when I could get them, and planning the food out and all the things.
You're funny.
No life. And you just drain your brain of all the feel-good hormones. And so you're just like, I am a robot.
Man, don't remind us, please. It was very traumatizing, okay? And I couldn't. I was like, I'm gonna have to like talk to somebody in her family or something because she's kind of tripping.
Well, and it was uncomfortable to be that lean. Like could feel all my veins and
Put the hand in.
Too much. But I accomplished what I was after. And I was telling someone the other day that I think coming in third was the best thing that could happen. Like, that's a really big accomplishment, especially your first year out competing at nationals, to come in third at nationals. Yeah. I had a lot of first place wins regionally, at third place at nationals, and I'm glad I didn't get first place and go pro, because I think I might have been swept up in the tornado of like pushing my body too far to try to get my first pro show in. Mm-hmm. And coming in third kind of gave me this, I couldn't get swept up in that. Like, close enough to do really well without going overboard before I had a few more things figured out with myself. My body really needed a break.
Put the hand in.
I don't think I would have given my body that break if I'd have gotten it first.
No.
My body was like, we need a break.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, I was losing my hair. My hair all came back.
Yeah, it was a stressful time. Real stressful time.
And I had wonderful nails through it all.
And I came to the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting experience.
Yeah, you came to my first regional one.
Mm-hmm. You feel two ways when you're there as a guest. You feel small. You feel kind of fat also, very unmuscular. If you're not in that category, that's what you feel like. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of muscles and a lot of baby oil walk around.
A lot of muscles, a lot of baby oil, and a lot of BO.
Undiddied.
That's right, undiddied. That was not the purpose of the baby oil.
No.
A lot of glaze. That's what we call it. Glaze.
Because, yeah, y'all look like some donuts.
Did look like glazed donuts. Glazed maple donuts.
Yes.
Regardless of your nationality, everyone looked like a glaze.
Everybody looked like that.
Maple donut.
What is happening here? And why does everybody look the same?
And that was my first place win, too. Because you came to the one that was on my birthday, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a Saturday one and a Sunday show.
Yeah, I came to the one on your birthday.
I got first places in both of those.
Put that hand in.
But believe you me, that when I got to eat more flexibly again, I did so. And a bunch of new recipes manifested.
I'm like, just write it down. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. That part. Seeing all those people was super interesting too.
Mm-hmm. I remember Natalia was saying she heard a girl in front of her say something about, because the guys were up competing and they were on stage, and this girl's like, oh, I need to get myself a bodybuilding boyfriend. And because she's my best friend, she's like, no, they're really boring people. You can't go out to drink. You can't go out to eat. They're always training. They're always in the gym. They're really boring.
And she was trying to help her out.
She was trying to help her out. I was like, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. We are boring ass folk. And we need our sleep.
They are crazy. Crazy, Gina.
Crazy.
And all there are is in the gym.
But that's why I have one at home now.
Still, they're always in the gym. Then they're going to be looking at you crazy when you want to actually eat what you want to eat when they can't eat it.
I remember going through that towards the end, because, you know, I had spent an entire year and 4 months competing and being like in a prep state.
Yeah, for the hand.
That I would look at regular people and be like, you mean you just eat whatever you just put stuff in your mouth whenever you want to? You just put whatever you want in your mouth at any time you want? Like that had become such a foreign concept to me by that point. And I had to remind myself, yeah, it's normal for people to just, eat. I still, though, and I think this is because of my ADHD, having an eating schedule really works for me. Otherwise, I just forget.
That's good, though.
Yes. So I do still do timed eating. And I still plan out my meals because it just keeps me on track. But it's all food I like and love. And the other day, what did I get into my schedule too? Like, oh, I met up with Joe and had, because I'll still eat, take days to be flexible and have a treat. And I had a caramel apple fritter. It was worth every bite.
Good.
And then I just had to scale the rest of my day around that. These are going to be the best birthday nails.
Yeah. They will be. So she never does purple, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I don't think you really do raised things.
I have not in a long time. I used to do a lot more gems.
Well, you know, you be doing different things around your birthday, so. That is something I do know about you.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
Before you get started on this one, let me check my battery.
Okay.
Oh, we're still good. Hold on. Hopefully it lasts to the end. Okay.
Just a few more minutes.
Just a few more minutes.
The way how you said that, really.
There's little, I've never done pearls though. There's little pearls. So I've done gems before, but I've never done these little pearls.
She being real demure.
I'm being demure. Demure.
Pearls is for the classy ladies.
Mm-hmm. These will be the only pearls I have.
Well, you never know. I got a mother of pearl stone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Put this hand in. They did well. You did well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. People always feel so excited when I tell them they did well. I don't know.
That's right. We like the praise.
They like validation.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm
sure you get some people that you're like, would you please just relax your fingers?
All the time.
Do you ever have people you're like, you did not do well today?
Yep. I'm like, we'll try again next time.
Try again next time. You sucked at this.
Bye. I mean, well, think about how many women I do their nails and they have control problems.
Woo. Really?
Yeah, controlling issues. You know, they're like bosses or this or whatever, you know.
While you're doing their nails or trying to tell you how to do it?
Yeah, they have control problems.
Huh.
People are crazy.
How does that manifest? Like, what do they say?
It don't manifest nothing with me because I'm going to continue to keep doing what it is that I do, how I do it.
But what do they say? I want to know, like, their words.
People come with whole diagrams, girl, how they want their fingernails in for this hand.
Oh.
I just be looking like every person is every person. All you gotta do is calm down. So you do. Relax.
And trust the professional.
I mean, I didn't go to nails. I mean, I went to nail school, but I didn't go to nail art school. You know, I took a couple of classes, but I mean, nail art is kind of like trial and error. I feel like all art is trial and error.
You do great.
I really try really hard. You know, 13 years. That's you know.
You have perfected your craft.
I really tried to.
I mean, I haven't asked you to do anything that I felt like
Girl, I just did 3D gel flowers the other day. I've never did it. I did it that one time on that one client, and I literally told her, I've never done this before, but we're doing this today for this and
and how did it turn out?
She sent me a picture. I'm gonna show you. I was like, okay, I ain't never did that before.
Nice.
So interesting.
Well, and I've come in enough and been like, I don't know what I want to do. Just do. Remember when I couldn't ever have an idea, pick
I
anything
know,
out?
and then we just be like, so we're gonna do this time.
Now I have a
Wait till the
album
light turns
saved.
off. Everybody got nail folders.
Nail folders. I didn't. I was like, I don't know, just aren't.
I didn't
just
even made
pick
a nail
something.
Pinterest so these people can have something to pull from.
Mhm.
Then now it's a brand new month. Now I need to add some more stuff to it.
These are lovely.
Well, purple's royalty.
There we go. You know, I did do a black and white TikTok yesterday with the crown on.
See, it's the thing. It's meant to be. It's who you are.
Who I be?
What's his head? Looks good.
Looks good.
It's very different.
I'll take a picture for the thumbprint for the video. And then I'll just be
out here being royalty.
Like my eyes are here.
Hi.
They're all like mesmerized by my
all the time.
You know,
especially because you will talk with your hands.
I do talk with my hands. I do, and she notices my videos where I talk with my hands,
all the time.
especially if I have a broken one.
A broken nail in there. And I scope at everybody's thing.
Yes,
it's just nail tech language.
I get more compliments. Men compliment my nails. Far more percentage of compliments from men on my nails than women. And when I say men, I mean the range of like, not all straight men. Some men, you know, but it's men in general, whether straight or gay. I get more compliments from men on my nails than women. I do get compliments from women, but just
you get more from men.
Way more from men. Like I was saying, not just men that are like, you know, trying to get something. Like genuine compliments.
Holla,
genuine compliments.
Holla. Okay, you can go wash your hands, please.
Stage.
Cuticle and fingernail moisturization.
Yes, which I need to do more of in between visits, but
everybody needs to do more. You're not the only person.
It's like flossing your teeth.
Don't beat yourself up.
I don't think about it.
No,
I mean,
it's because we live. It's like we live in a moisturized state. You know, it rains, I do. It's always hydrating here.
I am always putting moisturizer on my hands, but I would need to do this. Like, really do need to focus on my cuticles, but I might need some of that watermelon-y stuff. I still have some of the rose stuff at home. And there goes the light. There goes the light. Now we know our time is done. I probably need to get a third one.
That wasn't bad. I mean, 2 of them, hour and 30 minutes.
That's pretty good. And they weren't even all the way fully charged. Okay, this ends this nail session, but I'll be seeing you tonight for the fire ceremony.
New moon.
New moon. Time to manifest. Welcome to my witchy world.
All these things that we need for the year 2025.
And I'll show you the finished product here. Maybe you should bring the camera over. Or let's see. Because we have more light right here.
I wish you didn't have that, but it's okay.
Yes.
Let me take my picture.
Take your picture. Oh, let's make sure we get it over here. So we got